Good afternoon, guys. Welcome back. Let me just get these links out and then we can dive straight into it. Beautiful. So, welcome. Officially back for another live training session. Okay. Um, no. Um, yeah, we're cashing on some profits from this morning's session. Crypto decided to make a little bit of an extra push. We cashed in on two trades. So we opened obviously the OP trade, which was on the live stream this morning. We cashed out on that move. It wasn't a huge profit amount of profit. It was 75%, which I mean, profit is profit. You can't complain about money. So yeah, and then we opened a ape coin trade as well. That was only 30% profit. It actually did push a little bit nicer than OP. But yeah, like I said on the live stream, you're at this kind of relatively strong area of resistance, but still building on nice structure. So ideally, what we're looking for is just a kind of restructuring. Okay, so a little bit of a pullback, and then the buyers to start to pick up again momentum for the next impulse leg. So yeah, let's see what we can get. Now, the reason why we sold off. Okay, so we were watching for the next candle to come in, and it pushed up much higher, but it's right at the top of that range again. So yeah, I don't see enough buy side coming in today to make that sort of break past the previous high, about 29k, towards that 30. I see things setting up within this range for a potential breakout tomorrow or Friday, where we get the heavier data to come out. But even then, that's a bit of a push. But I mean, yeah, we'll see how things kind of play out. At the moment, we're in nice structure. Okay. So yeah, at the moment, obviously we've hit resistance at the moment. As you can see, relatively weak buy side, right? So it has left a little bit of space to actually come into the very top. So it could be the case that we get very little continuation sell side to come down. We either stop here or we come further down here and then start to accumulate and maybe push towards that top and then test, where we see a little bit more volume coming in. The sellers do look weak, okay, on this slight pullback. So we could get a little bit of a continuation back up in price. Um, so yeah, we'll keep a close eye on crypto. Obviously, we cashed in, okay, and things are pulling back. So we'll let things reload and then we can go again. Now, oil was the other trade, and we have cashed out. We cashed out at 74. Very nice trade indeed. So yeah, well done to those who got involved. Now, I mean, things are moving now, so they've come back down and revisited this area, which is quite a strong signal. There's a little bit more room for things to go up in, but yeah, it's moving, so we'll just stay out of it. There's not too much more room for things to actually push up into. Unfortunately, our euro pound didn't pull through. Okay, it did hit our stop loss. Okay, we did have a tight stop, so it's not too bad. But yeah, so we got in just on this, just over here, um, for that continuation. So briefly in profit, but things just pushed straight back up. We're hoping on things holding this level here. Unfortunately, we just blew straight past it. We had our stop loss just up here, so yeah, it went straight back into structure, so it wasn't worth it. So yeah, we are recalculating, looking for new setups. You win some, you lose some, guys. That's how it is. But yeah, things aren't looking too bad. So that was euro pound. What was the other one that we were looking at? Oh yeah, I mean it's absolutely blown now, hasn't it? Unfortunate. Yeah, so that's literally the setup that we were talking about on the live stream this morning. Um, yeah, unfortunately, didn't keep my eye on it. Was too busy doing some other work, so yeah. But that setup was perfect. See how it came back down, tested, straight back up. So I mean, for those that were in this morning's live stream and kept your eye on it, well done. You've caught yourself a very nice trade. This is time to take your profit. Yeah, it was a nice trade set up. What else have we got? Let's have a look at gold. Let's touch base on gold again. What concept do you trade? So smart money. This isn't looking too bad. Yeah, smart money concept, mate. Price action, just pure price action, volume. Nice and simple. Nothing overcomplicated. So yeah, we've got our eyes on gold at the moment. It's setting up structure again. As you can see, very weak buy side came in on here, so we pulled straight back down, seeing that actually a pickup in sell side. So again, we've got to wait for a little bit more structure to build up. It's not enough to be taking a trade here, unfortunately. Um, yeah, you want it to hold this area and yeah, build up some positive structure on the lower time frame. Um, and see some buy side volumes come in, because at the moment, as you can see, it's the sellers are taking more control than the buyers on that attempt to push things up. So yeah, we'll keep an eye on it and go from there at the moment. Check Brent crude. Yeah, I'll check it for you, my man. Let's go over. I mean, Brent and your crude is going to be basically the same. Whereas I haven't got it on here. Yeah, BCO. That's it. BCO, BCO. Let's get it. Let's get it. Let's get it, Ryan. See what we can get here. Yeah, we'll scout some opportunities. This morning has been pretty blessed. Um, yeah, I mean, Brent and crude is literally going to follow the exact same structure. So you had your compression, it broke out. Now we're pushing towards back the top. Um, yeah, it's nothing too exciting, to be honest. It's the same. It's still got a little bit more room to push up. It's nothing exciting. So ideally, I mean, for Brent, there's your liquidity just around there. So that's where I'm looking for a test and potential brief pullback, and then maybe a continuation back up. Um, so again, just waiting for structure. Obviously, we got in it on a long position on WTI. This morning we cashed out at 74. So yeah, things just weren't moving. Very nice, as you can see, we're pretty much there basically. So yeah, we've taken our profit. It's something like 56 pips, which is good enough for me. Yeah, that's where we're looking for things to kind of start to stall a little bit, maybe pull back. This price action here, you can tell that momentum is just weakening. It's still positive structure, but it's weakening. The volume is dying off. So yeah, probably looking at some sort of reversal soon. So we'll keep a close eye on things and go from there. Let's have a little look at natural gas, see if we can catch anything. Okay, came back, retested. I mean, natural gas has just been on a rip to the downside heavy. Thanks, no problem, Saeed. It's not too bad, is it? Support. It's just it's so weak. So we got this previous structure here. We kind of pushed just a bit further down. And now it's so weak. It's so weak. This is your liquidity just here. So there's a little bit more room for things to actually push down into. So we could actually see a break just there. And then you've got your liquidity just beneath it. So it could be a short on your hands. The only thing is that that volume is dying off. So yeah, I mean the buyers aren't really coming in at the moment. We could simply just push a little bit further. That was quite an intense move. See that candle there, where it was a very volatile candle, where we pushed all the way up and actually came all the way down. So it pushed up and cancelled all those gains and more. Yeah, so we could continue building up on a little bit more structure. The moment this is your structure that you're playing with. So yeah, we could either come down. We'll see. We are holding on to that bottom a little bit there, so you're either coming down or you could actually push up a little bit higher as well. Gotta wait for a little bit of structure on that one. But it's good potential for things to actually come down a little bit further. Those that are just joining us, welcome. Good afternoon. Yeah, welcome to the second live training session of the day. Feel free to message us in the chat section for those that are new and don't know kind of the standards for these live streams. Let's see if we can catch some trades again. If you guys got your eyes on something, and let me know. We can take a look at it together, see whether we can capitalize on something. As mentioned, I mean, for those that are just joining us, things are just loading back up on crypto. Obviously, we capitalized on some longs from this morning as well as last night. So, I mean, yesterday we were holding some long positions for, I think, from the previous day. Again, trades that we got in on these live streams. So yeah, we cashed out last night on that break that a Bitcoin moved. So it was this candle here, right? So that structure, we were like, okay, let me get some decent sleep tonight. So I'll close my positions and then go again in the morning. Obviously, prices continued to push overnight. It's okay. I mean, it was nice profit yesterday. We were holding those positions whilst it was accumulating at the bottom here. So this push here and then cashed out on this second one here. So yeah, it wasn't too bad. Oh no, sorry, not this one. This was 5 in the morning. Yeah, we cashed out on this break here on this large one. That was just before 8 o'clock. So yeah, it's had its break. It's had its volatile move. Things are just going to restructure now. So you got to be patient again. Don't be going too wild. Gold can hit his top. I mean, yeah, it's building up on nice structure. I just need some more confirmation on that lower time frame. At the moment, see how he got that kind of pick up in sell side. You could very much, if this green candle here stays at very low volume, what you will get is you will just get the sellers coming in and continuing to move things back down. Ideally, a test of that trend line would be nice. Get a nice reaction. You got some liquidity coming across there. Previous price action, you actually got some reaction from price nearing to that point. So yeah, it would actually be relatively nice to see price come down here and actually hold that trend line and then see the buyers coming in hot, because you just did not get any buy side action at all on this attempt to move things back up. Found resistance very quickly. So yeah, you got to wait for structure again, mate. Tell you what though, OP still does look pretty nice. Maybe not all the way up there, but maybe to that 100. Sorry, 200. Got a nice level, natural level here, as you can see. Um, but yeah, I need some structure. Let's have a look at Bitcoin dominance, see what's happening on that end. Have we made that push towards that zone? That's the question. Yeah, still got some space. Your dollar is moving down. Okay, so the dollar's well, quite interested in all fairness, just because it's left this gap above. Now, I actually don't think we're going to fill that up today. I think we're going to actually continue to come down, maybe test this trend line or somewhere around this region here, and then start to push up again. Maybe not even fill that up. Maybe again, well, the big bit of data comes out tomorrow as well as the day after, so it could be that we don't actually fill this up for a while. Um, because for the dollar to push back up, you're going to have to see worsening PCE prices. So yeah, and I mean tomorrow we get GDP as well as jobless claims. I'm pretty sure, and then we also get some EU data. So again, it needs to be getting worse for things to actually push back up. If not, then yeah, the value of the dollar is going to continue to push down, essentially break that trend line, and actually leave this gap to be filled up a bit later on down the line. Now, those that didn't join us or didn't manage to join us this morning because of the difference in time zones, um, again, we'll put out an update that discusses the week ahead as well as the new quarter, because obviously this is the final week of Q1 as well as the month. So on Sunday we'll bring out a separate market update where we discuss everything. So do just bear in mind, no more market updates get placed on TradingView. Okay, so do bear that in mind. But my point I was trying to make is CPI is on the 8th, I think. Oh no, the 12th. So we got next week, which is clear, and then the week after on Wednesday we get CPI. And again, as mentioned in that update that we sent out on Saturday morning, this CPI reading is extremely important. This could make or break the market. Just bear that in mind. So yeah, very, very important. Um, could see a very, very large move off the back end. Okay. Euro USD. Let's have a little look. The Euro USD. I think that was we had already gone over that. Let me have a little look. I'm pretty sure yeah, that's so the Euro USD we had already planned the trade and this morning, we didn't manage to keep our eye on it, so it pushed back up. See this previous TA that we had there, that's from this morning's live trading session. Unfortunately, we kind of were busy in between, so yeah, we didn't keep our eye on it, but this was where we wanted to see a reaction. It pushed back up, so yeah, those that joined us this morning, hopefully you followed the trade. So yeah, but it's at resistance. You could see a pullback, but there's you got to wait for confirmation. As a trader, I'm not interested in catching tops and bottoms. I need confirmation. So yeah, maybe this is the top, but I need the confirmation again to actually come in. That's my entry. I don't take entries at the top or bottoms. Um, but yeah, so be patient. We had our take profit literally within this range here as soon as it comes in. So this should start to turn around, but again, as mentioned, not interested in catching tops. Looking for a retrace confirmation to then go down. um, US GDP. Let's have a little look at the consensus. In all fairness, um, hopefully GDP comes down, right? If GDP starts, I mean, the consensus, quote unquote, is to come unchanged. Ideally, you want to see GDP come down, really. Um, that's kind of what the Fed wants to see as well. You want to see a little bit more of a cooling off. But who knows? It's the consensus is to come in unchanged. So we'll see how things kind of play out on that side. Yeah, be interesting. So we get GDP, you get US initial jobless claims, continuing jobless claims. Okay, so we got a little bit of labor market data. That's cool. PCE prices. But the all important one really is on Friday. So the core PCE price index. That's your important one. But we get a whole load of EU sort of data coming out tomorrow morning. So yeah, it's going to be a pretty busy morning tomorrow. Should see a decent amount of volatility on the pre-market. So yeah, we'll try and aim to be. Well, we'll be here. We'll do the London live session as normal, 7 a.m. Clocks have changed, so it means that the London Open actually is at 8:30. So yeah. We'll see. Hey, can you give some advice for newbies in trades? Just gotta learn the basics, my man. You gotta learn the basics: support and resistance, break of a structure. So, what do you consider kind of a full breakout of structure? There's different ways that you can read that. Okay. So understanding that, supply and demand zones, okay, so like your order blocks, nice and simple, understanding your volume, and then obviously also your risk management. That's you just got to get those fundamentals. Then you can look at kind of the kind of intermediate sort of stuff, but just get the nice simple facts and how price works, right? And don't overcomplicate your chart. Okay, when you're looking at people kind of with all of these indicators on their chart, it's not going to help you, especially if you're just starting off, right? Keep it nice and simple. If you don't understand order blocks or the concept of order blocks, go and understand that. Understand breakouts or breaking out of structure. Okay. So that you at least understand how to map market structure, okay, which is very important. Support and resistance, supply and demand, so like your order blocks as mentioned. Moving averages also useful, but also kind of your volume. Volume is very, very important. Thank you for the follows as well as thank you for the likes on the stream. Very much appreciated. Again, those that are new to the stream, welcome. Feel free to touch base with us in the chat. More than happy to answer questions. Go through any TA. It's all good. Doesn't need to be crypto based. Can be FX, equity, stocks, commodities. It's all in the realm that we can have a look and do. That's not a problem. As mentioned this morning, we're going to start kind of trading a little bit more in terms of stocks and shares. It's the least kind of asset class that we trade. Again, I mean, those that join us on a regular basis, you see that we trade crypto regularly, commodities, FX. But yeah, I mean, equity space, we keep an eye on equities. However, we don't majorly trade equities or stocks. But yeah, I mean, yesterday, those tech stocks absolutely plummeted last night. So yeah, we'll take a little bit more interest in it. But again, guys, feel free to message us in the chat. Thank you. No problem, man. Yeah, just keep smashing it. Just really drill in those basics. Once you got the basics in, then you can move on. Because essentially, learning those basics that I just told you, that's actually enough of a strategy to take trades and be profitable if you really understand it. It's more than enough. It's if you watch us trade, those basics I just said are literally basically everything that we kind of use mainly. We don't really use much else. Yeah, so those, if you can really drill in those, you're good to go. You are good to go, my man. And obviously, risk management is crucial. Okay, uh, but that's a quite a broad topic. Let's have a look at some FX pairs, I guess. I mean, ooh, we got a nice bounce. hmm Yeah, still not great. This is starting to make a little bit of a push up. Yeah, I mean, I still don't really like that reaction personally. So again, we continue. This structure is nice. So what we'll then look at, right, is we've got a trend line here, right? Let me get rid of this. Let me get rid of this. It's in the way. This is your resistance here now, right? If we find resistance here, ideally what you're looking for is just things to continue building up structure, okay? Because the more it sticks to positive structure, the more that momentum and volume will eventually come in, right? Because at the moment we're very much lacking buy side volume. Okay, we got a nice structure. Okay, it failed. See how volume failed to increase. Okay, weakened. We pulled back here. It increased. Okay, we got a nice turnaround. So again, the Bulls are attempting to make a break up, but still weak. So again, it's just going to build up structure. If we manage to hold this trend line and the buys actually start to pick up, that's a good entry. That's a good indication, right? Buy side momentum's picking up to break through this area here. That's your local resistance that you're looking at to make a push towards the top here. So yeah, you got to wait for that confirmation. Simple as that, really. Thank you for the likes as well as the follows. Let's have a little look. Making a pullback. What have we got? What have we got? What have we got? It's just very even. I mean, on the 4 hour here, right? It's still such a weak volume. I mean, compared to what we were getting anyway in this on this move here, it was just extremely diabolical anyway. Um, so yeah, it's not going to need much volume to make that push back up anyway, because the sellers really aren't anywhere to be seen at the moment. Um, so I mean, could actually see a little bit of a push up. The only thing that's got me a little bit wary is that dollar. But yeah, as mentioned, just waiting. I mean, the sellers really aren't coming in here, so if they continue, then the Bulls are going to make an attempt to push it back up towards that top. So yeah, see how we got decline in volume here. Nice weakening of momentum from the sellers. This is so we've hit resistance. This is the time for sellers to start to ramp up to make a move up. They should be picking up here. They're not picking up, so they're weakening. They are not interested. So what you do is we got to look at, okay, where's my next structure? There's my order block right there. Okay. So ideally, that's where the liquidity is being held at. So that's ideally where you want it to tap into liquidity and then see the buyers to start picking up to make a move back up. Um, so that's where your entry should be at, really. Now, things could very much turn here. I mean, we've got very small positive structure being built here. See how we're failing to break through here. So we got up, we come down, we come up, we come down. So it's still positively structured. So we could actually make a move up here. Just because, I mean, look at the sellers, they're nowhere to be seen. But for an ideal entry where you want to see the reaction, it's here. There's your liquidity right there. Your information is so good. Thank you, thank you. Glad you're picking up on some things, I guess. Again, as I mentioned, our strategy is very simple. It's not overcomplicated. Now, it can be complicated if you're trying to learn it by yourself. Okay, the problem is there is so many different explanations and on the internet that you just get confused, right? Because a lot of the time you don't just learn something instantly from one video. So what you tend to do is you then go and watch other videos, right? And they very much differ from each other. One thing you need to bear in mind, okay, trading is a pseudoscience, right? So it's all theory, right? Really, okay. So there's no actual, it's not facts, okay. So it's just built on patterns. So it's relatively subjective as well. So it can very much differ, and yeah, it's hard if you're trying to learn simply based by yourself and on the internet. You're going to get confused. Algo, have you seen Algo's rocket up? Let's have a little look. Oh, I did have a trade open on Algo the other day as well. It was this. I closed it. What was it? Yesterday morning or night before? Okay. I mean, it's not crazy. It's 11%. I mean, it's a decent move. Um, yeah, it did look good the other day. That's for sure. That's why we opened the trade. Um, yeah, does look good. It's because it's hit. See how it hits? It's hit rock bottom, and you've got this is your trend line, right? And you're now actually you see this. This is very bullish. You see how we're positively structured now. It failed to actually push past this point. The only thing that we're lacking in is your institutional smart money volume. You got some here, but apart from that, it's you're not really seeing much of it. But because there's such a lack of sellers, this could very much push up. If we breach through this trend line, we will be pushing heavily. Um, so yeah, it's a good trade. It's a good trade. We managed to we put out a trade on Mask last was it yesterday? I think it was yesterday. On this structure here, and it absolutely blew up. It was one of those. I mean, we took our profit just here. Just didn't want to hold any positions overnight. I didn't want my phone to be absolutely pinging off with alerts. And I mean, look at it, just absolutely bluff. But the structure was just amazing. You see how you got positive structure, high, low, high, low, high, low, and then look, see how volume is upticking over that period. That's momentum picking up straight for that breakout. Bam. Yeah, beautiful. Again, I think this was a trade that we had. I know it didn't actually. We opened the trade after the live on that day. Um, what's your thoughts about Atom? I mean, it's all right. In terms of fundamentals, I don't. So going through the whole ICO stage of 2017 bull run, all of that sort of stuff, right? When altcoins were just coming onto the market and everyone was tweeting, "Oh, this altcoin is amazing," and everything just blew up. So going through that period, okay, and then coming out in the back end when 90% of all those altcoins went down to absolutely zero. I don't really mess about with too many alts, okay. The ones I've stuck around from that period are kind of the ones that I keep my eye on. But yeah, for me, I keep it on the ones that are here to stay. So your Bitcoin, your Ethereum. So I do dabble a little bit into something so like the metaverse, so like the Sand coin. I don't mind. Matic looks pretty good. So I think the sector that's going to blow up is privacy coins. Okay, so something like Monero, hot on Monero. That is going to be a great investment. The other one was Litecoin. Now, Litecoin in the previous bull market didn't really do much because they didn't really find their niche. Kind of like Cardano, right? Where Cardano, what's Cardano got? It's got to offer. It's not really got anything to offer, right? It's not found its niche. Now, Litecoin There's talks about going into the privacy sector. Now it's got a faster transaction rate than Monero. So if it did go through that, it's got a chance to actually flourish. Now, also the interesting thing with Litecoin is that its halving event is in June, I'm pretty sure. And yeah, it's a very, very good investment, Litecoin. Hopefully they do tackle and go and find their niche and do that privacy sort of sector, because again, like I said, I'm hot on privacy. I think it's going to be massive, especially with all of these CBDCs coming out. I think the privacy sort of sector is going to really flourish. Okay, XRP. Okay, I was waiting for someone to mention XRP. Now, again, if you were in this morning, I mean, I very much anything that's worth speculating on and trading, I'm all for. But XRP, it's a bunch of bollocks, really. It's just hype. It's just retail hype, mate. And yeah, I mean the chart. I'm not saying the chart doesn't look good. The chart looks good. You see how we've had this accumulation sort of phase. Now I'll show you something that's very, very, very similar, right? Let me move this up. So it's at resistance, as you can see, but I'll have a little look, double check in for you now. But you see how this structure here is very similar to XRP, very, very similar. So I'm literally on nearly the breakout. This structure here, right? Very, very, very similar. I'm not saying it's not going to push up. It looks good to push up. This structure right here, it's your accumulation area. See how you got your previous support here? It comes up, taps, and then it gets a breakout. Now let me switch over to XRP, and you'll see how similar it is. You see how similar? Okay, bear with me. See how similar it is? See, you got your previous support, there's your resistance, and now we're making that breakout. Very, very similar. Nice buy side. So yeah, at the moment we're finding a little bit of resistance. Now if you're in a long position, you're going to pull in some nice profit. There's your liquidity just up there. That's your next area for resistance, really. And you can see a push maybe towards up here, maybe. Again, it's hype. This is much hype. This is worth trading and speculating on. But yeah, I'm watching people just put out saying XRP is flying up to 4 figures and $20 and all of this bollocks, and it's just retail hype. And that environment is asking to be just a pump and dump scheme, and I've seen too many of them. But yeah, just to end it on XRP, it looks good. This volume here is very, very nice volume. This here is very, very nice volume as well. When would you take profit on XRP? So I'm a short-term trader. If you're holding for the long term, then you're holding for the long term. You're going to hold for the bull run next year, or the start of the bull run next year, whenever it ends, right? But if you're purely speculating on a short-term basis, I mean, you just go by levels, right? So if it pushes up here and it starts to stall, I'd take some profit. I'd either close the entire position or take some profit. Again, depends on the type of trader that you are. There's liquidity right here, and this is quite a strong area for liquidity. As you can see, you've got quite a concentration of orders. But you can get a push anywhere between here. That's probably your highest area. So yeah, it's roughly a psychological point as well. Nearly $1. I don't see it pushing past $1, and that's a long shot. That's 100% from here. So yeah, there's concentration right here. So if it really does push past the 0.65, then probably 0.75. I take my profit on. Yeah, that's if it manages to break. Again, you're going to have to get Bitcoin to make that push towards past its previous high to really see this. Just because, I mean, we're struggling here at the moment. So on this lower time frame, ideally you want it to hold kind of this level here, and then start to build up for a push back up. But yeah, it looks pretty promising. Check BTC goes down so fast. Let's have a little look. Yeah, I mean, yeah, nothing's happened. The thing is also on XRP, there is literally so much hype behind it that like you will see very good moves. But whenever there's that sort of hype behind something, it's too good to be true. Okay, the hype will only last so long, and then you will get a huge dump. And then those that kind of feed into the $10 mark, the $20 mark, the $5 mark. $5 is literally what the previous all-time high or something like that. I'm pretty sure. That's the previous all-time high. You think XRP is going to do that? And this whole thing with the lawsuit and everything, it's lasted so long that realistically, I mean, is it really going to get that better? You're seeing Binance now and are getting lawsuits. You're seeing Coinbase again come into the headlines with lawsuits. You think that when these CBDCs come out, that the banks are going to leave that side of crypto, that side of the crypto industry untouched? No, they're going to put as much FUD as they can and come down and rain down with regulations and everything else to push that sector, that kind of decentralized world of crypto out of it, so that their CBDCs can shine through. So yeah. Now I understand obviously XRP is kind of the banking coin and everything else and adoption, but yeah, it's all fake news. That stuff. Ba-da-ba-do. So we'll look elsewhere, see what we're getting. See, what did I say about gold? Got to be patient with these things. This looks okay. By the way, also, I mean, those that are actually looking to invest, okay, for long-term portfolio, you keep cash, majority cash. Start deploying some in gold. Start deploying some in silver. The worst is still yet to come. But again, I mean, if you just don't want to put money on anything, just keep it in cash. You're going to get the fire sale of your life this year. And yeah, you missed out on crypto's bottom? I don't think so. Thank you for the likes. Thank you for the follows. Very much appreciated. Yeah, I mean, we are about an hour and 10 minutes from that New York Open. So let's see if we can scout out some potential setups for that Open. Things are slightly moving, as mentioned. I mean, we're going to get a little bit of a pullback on crypto. So just let it do its thing. Ideally, we want to see that reaction from around this level here. If we get a nice reaction, then boom, we can get in on some longs that will potentially kind of play out for the rest of the evening, maybe go into tomorrow. Again, we'll have to gauge the price action. Okay, let me have a little look on gold just because we're getting a little bit of price action. That looks pretty juicy right now. Ooh, okay. So we've come down, we've tested this area, it's kind of your local area, just here for liquidity, which is good. Now, we haven't tested that area there, that trend line, which would have been nice, but we are building on some nice structure still. Mm, pretty nice reaction from the buyers there, right? Right, I'm gonna go long here on gold. Let's see what we can get. I'm gonna have my stop loss. I'll set it out in just a second. Bear with me whilst I actually get in. Um, Seen some nice buy side on that lower time frame. Nice, very 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 nice reaction. So let's here we go, here we go, here we go. I'm gonna have my stop relatively widely set. It's gonna be put just beneath that trend line. Do bear in mind there's a little bit more space, so if things do prop down ever so slightly, what I'll do is I'll just add a little bit more margin, average my price. Uh, but yeah, it will look something like this. I'm gonna play it to the top, so I'm gonna have it here for now with the expectation that prices are slightly going to come down, where I can add some margin and average in. If price pushes up here, what I'll do is I'll literally just bring it straight back up in here. But again, hopefully it happens on the live, so at least you guys are updated in real time. But if we continue here, it's going to potentially break through this point here. This is your next area of liquidity just here. So you can actually see a nice prop straight back up. This structure here is very nice structure currently. So hopefully we can continue holding and make that push. That would be very, very, very nice. I mean, we're currently up a little bit profit. To do, to do. Ooh. Okay, amazing. Ba-do, ba-do. Ba-do, 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 Bam. Oh. Ba-do. Sorry, guys. Do. Yeah, those are just joining us. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Obviously, we're taking a long here on gold. Coming into nice profit, slowly but surely. See, this is a very nice reaction from the buys. So let's see if we can continue pushing up. Okay. Now, if things break through, so those that I've stuck through for the past, I don't know, 30 minutes or so, when I was talking about breaker structure, um, this is the lower time frame, local resistance, and what you want to see is a break of that area, a break through that area, close of that area there is very bullish. Okay, so boom, close, comes back down, tests, and then we can start picking up on momentum and actually making a push much, 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 much higher. So yeah, that's what essentially I'm looking for in the lower time frame to basically give me confirmation. Okay, the balls are here. The balls aren't messing about. They're taking heads off basically. Um, Crypto is not doing much. Got a little bit of a reaction here. That's nice. Ideally, would have wanted it to come down ever so slightly more. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I mean, the dollars price action is so awkward to trade off. So awkward to trade off. Really not nice structure at all. Bam. But yeah, those that are just joining us, feel free to message us in the chat section. Okay. Any TA that you want us to go over, feel free to let us know. Go and check it out. Again, can be any market that you want. It can even be bonds if you want it. If we really want to take a look at bonds. Now, I mean, I say that like you never take a look at bonds. Of course, you should take a look at your 5, 10, 30 year yields because it does give you a nice indication on the market dynamics and expectations. But yeah, my point is any market, FX, commodities, equities, stocks, crypto. Give it a shout out in the chat and we can take a look together. Okay. See if we can continue building on that positive structure. That'd be nice, and we can get that push up higher. Okay, we're just under an hour away from that open. So yeah, let's see what we can get. Slowly going to warm up, start to pick up. Ooh, the structure is nice now that it's on. You see how very weak sell side, very nice, nice, nice structure. I quite like the look of it. Do I do? Do. It's not quite ready, but it's warming up to it. There's your trends. Come on, God, give me some movement. It's pretty decent. Pretty decent reaction, isn't it? Am I getting that buy side follow through for that push up? Little bit, little bit. Yeah, 100% she did. There's going to be a run on these small banks just because of the mix. Well, it's not really mixed messages, to be honest. You're kind of just beating around the bush rather than saying, okay, the top five banks in America are safe and sound. Anyone that's got deposits in those banks, they are going to be fine because I will bail them out. So anyone that's got money in those small banks, they're going to go and take the money out, which we have already been seeing, and putting their money into the larger banks because they know it's going to be nice and safe because Janet Yellen has said so. So this could be a very, very, very big problem. Very big problem. You could have a run on the bank, and those small banks in America, they they play a crucial role in the economy, right? So if they start to go down, not good. Good for the big banks because the big banks essentially they're gonna get bailed out. They're safe. And what happens when the small banks go out of business? All of the customers go to the big banks, so they just end up making more money in the long run. So the big banks don't really care. Now, JP Morgan kind of saying, okay, yeah, we'll help out any banks that go under, which they did. Um, but they don't care really. It's competition, isn't it? It's a doggy dog world out there. They don't care if these banks go under. They'll just get all the customers anyway. Gold is on sale, broke structure. It's a dump on retest. Let's have a look. No, it's not. 19. Uh, are we reading the same chart? Gold is on a sell, broke structure. It's a dump on retest of 1960 to 1916. Maybe. At the moment, I'm seeing quite nice structure in all fairness. So, um, nice buy side until we kind of break 1960. Um, yeah, until we break this structure here, close beneath it, then yeah, I mean, it's not, it's going to start to not look too great. But essentially, if this is our last point of support here, that's the last point. Got liquidity there. You got your trend line there. If that trend line gets broken, then yeah, I will follow what you have said, and you're probably going to see a much larger short. Probably not wrong, but this structure here is quite nice structure. You see how it's the same structure here? Very nice. So we'll see. At the moment, on the low time frame, it's building up structure, right? So we'll see how things kind of play out. Do, do, do. Yeah, 100% there. Got his higher range. Um, let's see how things kind of play out. So ain't looking too bad. Natural gas. What's oil doing, my friend? Oil, what are you doing? Not looking great. Not looking great. Let's go through these pairs. What's the news that we're expecting to come out? Um, do, 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 do. Right, so we got a little bit of US data, not much. We got a little bit. It's not crazy, but something that we could play along with. So what have we got? We have got pending home sales. We get the EIA refinery crude runs, so we could get a little bit of volatility in oil. Um, yeah, we really don't get. We're not getting much data at all, to be honest. Yeah, let's hammer through these. Let's see if we can get anything out of this. XRP. Oh no, sorry, that's a different message. Coming right back there. What was the one that we were looking at? Euro. Okay. Okay. Okay, we're coming back to that top of that range, right? Look at that. Question is, are we breaking through or are we rebounding, right? And at the moment, I mean, it doesn't look too bad. How far down can we go? Mm. This it looks like we could actually get a nice rebound. Some nice buy side on that move now. Right, I think. Can we make a move to the top there? That's the question. Buyers are starting to come in quite nicely. Um, Relatively risky though. We have rebounded off this area here. Nice candle reaction at the moment. As you can see. Question is, are we getting that being reciprocated in that lower time frame? Getting that relatively nice buy side at the moment. Just want to see a little bit more confirmation. Does look good though. That's nice. That is nice. Do, 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 do. Come on then. Right, I'm gonna go long here on USD's cards. Let's see if we can get something juicy. Um, yeah, let's see. See if we can get that dollar to push back up. We are getting a little bit of data to come out in just a second, so hopefully we can make that push 1-3. Right, let's see if we can hold here. Otherwise, yeah, we'll add a little bit more margin as mentioned. Going into the position, there's still space for it to come down, so we'll continue adding and averaging in where necessary until that trend line gets broken. So we're still in that very nice positive structure at the moment. Makes me happy. Okay, this is not looking too bad. Right, this is where we're looking for support right here. If we can get it, if we can get a move down here, hold, consolidate, accumulate right here, bam, then we can go for that continuation. So let's see. I'm thinking this could actually make that push up finally. It's kind of holding this bottom here, as you can see. So let's see. Yeah, it's a pretty okay area. That makes me happy. Come on, crypto, give me something. Sorry, about what 45 minutes away from that New York Open. Hopefully, we start picking up, start making some moves. That would be nice. Let me have a little look. Let's continue scouting out some positions anyway. This one out. Go on then. Very strong move. Coming up to some decent resistance here as well. That. Bam. Yeah, we could start to see some resistance playing in here. Pound, yen. Came up to that 786. could get a short here as well. Yeah, I'm just waiting for a little bit of a reaction, and then I'm gonna potentially take a short here. Um, be a little bit more comfortable with that now. Does look pretty sweet. Nice sell side, weak buy side coming in currently. So, yeah, looks look good. Okay, okay, okay. Okay, 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 okay. Let's see if we can get some price action from the dollar. Things have just slightly stalled here, so um, yeah, let's see. It's a little bit of a pickup on sell side. Yeah, just needs to be a little bit careful here. $19.56. That's where we're going to put our stop loss, $19.56, by the way. I'm just going to give it a little bit more room. This is where your liquidity is being held at, just here. So if it does come down, could see it stalling. I mean, there's a couple of confluences there, right? So we got the area for liquidity as well as that trend line. So that's kind of our last point of resort, really. Um, so you got kind of a short-term trend line just here. That's where if we breach this, we could. It's going to come down to that next area. So keep a close eye on it, and we'll add some margin if we have to. Okay, let's see if we can hold it. This is the area we're looking to hold. I need to keep a close eye on that one. Let's have a little look at. Let another chart load up and I can get some more TA done on some other assets. By the way, guys, those that are just joining us, welcome. Thank you for the likes and as well as the follows. Always very much appreciated. As mentioned before, it's the best way to support the channel and keep the content as free as possible for you all as well. So yeah, it's always greatly appreciated. Those that are just joining us, feel free to message us in the chat any TA that you want us to go over. More than happy to go over it with you guys. Yeah, let's see what we can get. Currently in on a long here on gold. Looking like we could actually breach through this trend line, come towards down here. So, yeah, we'll add some margin accordingly. But that's kind of this area here is kind of our final point of support, really. So, if we breach and start closing beneath that, then yeah, I mean, Blunted Joe was onto something. So, yeah, let's see. As mentioned, going into the trade anyway, we did say there's space on the bottom side and we would be adding some margin if things do come down. The higher time frame structure is looking pretty nice in terms of positive structuring, as you can see here. So, yeah, things could very, very quickly turn back to the upside. At the moment, it's positively structuring on the higher time frame, and that's more important. You're seeing a bit of weakness on the lower time frame, so just depends on how much it actually feeds into that higher time frame structure currently. So at the moment it's okay. I mean, this sell side kind of pushing up isn't the most ideal. So yeah, we could get that breach. We'll keep an eye on it. I think gold will go down. Yeah, I mean, it's looking like that. It's looking like, at least for the short term, we could come down here again. I mean, we're kind of in limbo at the moment. We're holding. Next candle could come in red, push down here, and find support at this next one. If it does, then we add some margin. Again, that was the plan going into it anyway. What's your thought about DXY? DXY is all over the place. There's really not nice structure to kind of go off. I'll be honest. But yeah, we got a gap left behind on the top, so eventually it's going to be filled up. But this structure is just the bulls do not look strong here. So we found support at this previous structure of resistance here, and we've actually saw a nice reaction, but again failed at breaking through the first point of resistance. So I think we might come down towards this trend line again and then push up, or again just I think maybe continue and then break down, because currently we're kind of on the short-term local range, as you can see from those lines that I just drew. There's your top, there's your bottom, and we're just testing out. This is your long-term support level, that trend line. So we could make our way down there before actually rebounding. Again, there's a gap. The gap doesn't need to be filled in straight away. Obviously, you can't expect that, but essentially, in the long term, it's going to be filled up at some point. So I mean, yeah, the buy still looks so weak. So I don't think I'm not expecting it to be filled up instantly, or maybe even for the rest of the day. So might just continue range, and then maybe push down. Obviously, we got that New York Open coming in 30 minutes, so it should bring a little bit of movement. So I mean, yeah, we'll see how things kind of play out. Yeah, let's see. I'm hoping it goes up and fills that gap personally, but yeah, who knows? Those that are joining us, welcome to the stream, guys. Again, feel free to message us in the chat with any TA that you want us to check out. That's cool. Um, Trying to scour some trades. I mean, Bitcoin's taking a little bit of the market share here, that's for sure. We still got that room for things to actually push up just here with that previous high structure. As you can see here. Okay, that is the top of your range. So we could actually make our way up there before finding resistance and actually moving down. Question is, okay, are we going to blow the roof off and push towards 30 grand? I don't think so. Just because there isn't there isn't really much news. I mean, we do get core PCE prices, but I'm not seeing it. I just bought $0.2 index. Yeah, I mean, yeah, the dollar index is really all over the place, to be fair. So yeah, you're coming. There's your liquidity, right? Here's your liquidity. So we could come all the way down there, tap, rebound. That's your trend line to hold. If we breach through that trend line, you can wish dollar index farewell. It will come down heavy. But yeah, that's where you're holding. That's where it found its bottom. Got nice liquidity, so we could actually breach. Because on the higher time frame, you can't tell me that that looks good. It really doesn't look good. So I think we will maybe make our way past, but then finding support, making our way back up. It might not breach at the moment. It could be compressing into a much larger structure here, as you can see, right? So yeah, I've got to give it a little bit more room. At the moment, it's not looking great on that high time frame. We could come down and test that trend line again. Ideally, we do not want to break that trend line. If we break through that trend line, there's going to be quite a lot of sell side pressure on that on the dollar index. Looking for 20% profit on ACRX. Let's have a little look. Let me put this in on here. Pharmaceutical. Jesus Christ, it's not looking good, is it? Have you bought in, or are you? Yeah, that this does not look good. Jesus Christ, what's happened here? Jesus. Yeah, I wouldn't be touching this with a barge pole, to be honest. Yeah, no chance. I mean, yeah, it's not looking good. Good luck to you. That's what I can say. Um, yeah, this is not looking good at all. Are you expecting? Is there some news to come out? Maybe that's some little look. I mean, if you're expecting some positive announcement or something, then okay, fair enough, because that's exactly what they need. Um, if not, I would not be touching it. That's just a gamble there. I can't see anything. Right now I'm in school. I'm watching this to drop out school. Yeah, get your education in first, and then go and do that. You can do your trading on the side. Um, but yeah, uh, school system is pretty fucked up. but it's also useful. So you got to do it, unfortunately. But you can trade on the side. That's all good. You won't even be able to open a broker's account anyway until you're 18. So I mean, with crypto, you're pretty free. What about your USD? Ooh, 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 ooh. Okay, let's have a little look, guys. Let's have a little look. Yeah, I don't know about this one, by the way. If you're expecting some news, fair enough. I'm looking at short on NZD USD. Um, your USD. Did we not just? I think we just touched on that, didn't we? Yeah, still waiting on structure to be built up on your USD. It's come down and tested quite nicely. You could actually see it maybe push up a bit deeper into that area of resistance and then maybe push back down. Could see it, but again, it's you got to wait for structure. It's in middle grounds right here, right? So you could actually push up here and then come down, or you could come down and then push up. So it's not really anywhere at the moment. Obviously, we've come down, tested this area here, which is nice. We're seeing a push up, so we could continue pushing up here into here and then kind of make a move. But yeah, it's loading. I wouldn't touch that right now. Pound, New Zealand dollar. Have I got this on here? No, it's very much an exotic. NZD. Let's have a look. Sell, right? Let's have a little look. Let's have a little look. Let's have a little look. Um, it's looking like, yeah, potentially a sell. We got very much volume divergence, so your buyers are very much weakening here. Now we need some price action. We need some bearish price action coming in here. At the moment, you actually got see how you got that prop up in volume. So yeah, at the moment you're focusing now on your lower time frame. Now you've obviously kind of worked out higher time frame, weakening, divergent volume over quite a long period of time. It's coming up to the point now. Okay, we're pulling back here because momentum has died off. So, um, yeah, all you're looking for is that very bearish price action on the lower time frame. At the moment, that's decent amount buy side, so you could see a push up. This is your obviously your high point. It could breach, it could fake out to the top, tap into liquidity, and then make a move down. At the moment, you're not seeing that sell side action. You need the sell side to confirm that's a sell off. So at the moment, yeah, it's you be patient. You want to see sell side coming in. You want to see that bearish price action coming in. At the moment, you're not getting any of that. Even on this candle here, hitting that liquidity area. Where's that sell side? That sell side should have spiked up there. It didn't spike up. So yeah, you gotta you gotta look for that bearish price action where it's indicating okay, the sellers are taking control here, or at least attempting to take control. Um, but it's nearly there because on the high time frame it's very weak. On the high time frame you got that diverging volume, which is in very much indicating okay, um, momentum's dying off. So your buy side momentum is dying off. This is positive structure, but you need to see that volume to coincide with it. So see how it's falling overall over time. So this move, even though we're moving up, it's weakening. So there's going to be a point where we actually break down now. Um, yeah, there's your trend line. Okay, that's your major trend line. Okay, a breach through here is taking you all the way down here. I wouldn't be surprised if once we start to tumble back down, maybe push, kind of end up somewhere around that region. I mean, it's quite a long shot. I'm not saying we're gonna drop straight down to there. You still got some areas at which you got to look for support, and it's actually gonna stall. This is your strong level here, 1.966 roughly. Just because there is a lot of confluence around that. See how resistance, a lot of price action around that point. So you could actually see prices kind of move within this range a little bit, and then maybe break down. And then also you got that natural curvature as well. So indicating also, okay, prices are actually weakening in momentum. Mm-hmm, mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Come on, let's get it. Let's see if we can get a nice. This is a nice price action to push back up now. So yeah, let's keep an eye now. I mean, gold it's less so. Um, we will start to see whether we can add a little bit of margin. Some nice buy side that came in there at least. That is some nice buy side. We need it to follow through on that lower time frame. Um, so yeah, hopefully that answered your question though on pound and New Zealand dollar. Yeah, you got to just play a little bit more patiently right now, and just keep on your pipeline. Do, do, do. Crypto just isn't looking juicy. I need some juicy crypto positions. Let's have a little look at some of these alts. FTM, no. I presume everything's going to be loading up anyway in the crypto space. Yeah. What was it? Matic was looking pretty okay. Yeah, it's pushed up. Everything's at resistance. Thanks. No problem, man. No problem. No problem. Um, yeah. Yeah, I don't think there's going to be much opportunity to capitalize on crypto right now. To be honest, it's made its move. It's stalling. So I presume it's just going to. I mean, Bitcoin might push up here, but it's going to start to consolidate and build up on structure again. Um, let's have a little look. Let's have a little look. Sorry, bear with me. Okay, we're coming into profit. We're coming into profit. Okay, yes, indeed. Coming into profit. It's just gold. Come on, gold. Give me some movement, baby. Sorry, your question. USDCRY. You're throwing some right exotics out here, aren't you? Is it popped on? Yeah. So we got Turkish lira, right? Let me have a little look then. Oh Jesus Christ. Yeah. Yeah, nah, I wouldn't be touching that to be honest. Um, that's insane. I mean, Turkey's economy is pretty messed up, to be honest. Inflation is out of control there, so I don't know what you want me to say, to be honest. Yeah, I wouldn't be touching it. It's there's there's no structure. Unless I mean I haven't really tuned into the news in terms of specific news to the Turkish lira. Um, so yeah, I'm not in touch with that. But yeah, that's crazy. Um, One thing I can say is, I mean, volume is completely tailed off, and this has been on an absolute rampage. So I wouldn't be surprised if we get some sort of a pullback some point, maybe a push. I mean, this is kind of building up, right? But so maybe a push and then come down, or just come down. It's still very weak volume, so I mean, yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if we get a pullback on that one. But yeah, you're correct. Scary the way it moves. Yeah, I can see that. I can see that. Mhm. Thank you for the likes and thank you for the follows, guys. Very much appreciate it. Yeah, we're in a long position here on gold. Okay, fingers crossed it can continue. At the moment, we're holding that level. Okay, just leave a little bit of margin on the side because there is still a chance that we could come down. And what you will do is just add some margin incrementally, just so you get a nice average price. So yeah, there's still a chance that we come down. Okay, so just bear that in mind, right? Um, you can also, I mean, by all means, hold off. If it comes down, then you can enter with more margin at the bottom. This is your trend line. It does look like we're going to come breach. This is your last point of support. If we breach this and close beneath it, then yeah, I mean, we'll be pushing down towards 1950 probably. That's bearish. Um, US dollar, Canadian dollar, long, 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 long. As you can see, coming into profit. And NZD, USD shorts also in profit. So we're getting there, we're getting there, we're getting there. Yeah, it looks like crypto is going to make a little bit of a pullback, doesn't it? You're not really getting much movement. Altcoins are slightly pulling back now, so yeah, we're 12 minutes out from that US Open, so let's see what we can get. Um, I'm gonna move stop loss and break even on NCD USD. Um, we're not messing about. Keep it nice, short, and sweet. Bam. All right, so we're risk free on that position. Okay, perfect. Yeah, let's see what we can get. Okay, it's looking promising. Um, we just need those sellers to really start to ramp things up. Now, obviously, we're expecting a little bit of US data, so could very much flip back up. But again, I mean, we are risk free, so we're at least in the safe. We got to get through this area here, ideally. So that's your area to look for support. If things really start to stall there, then we'll take the profit because there's a good chance that we'll push straight back up again. We are expecting some US news. It's major news, but it's a little bit of news that will make it a little bit volatile. And obviously New York comes online in 11 minutes, so we'll keep a close eye. But I mean, look at that, the sellers are looking pretty juicy, so yeah, let's keep a close eye. And the same thing again, US dollar, Canadian dollar. I'm gonna move to break even. Um, so all right, so we got two trades in profit, both are break even, nice, and then we just got a gold position that is in loss. It's broken through that trend line. I'm gonna see how I can take this away now. We have breached it, as well as this can go. Um, see how things kind of react here. I think we'll see. We'll give it a little bit more time. If it comes down here and starts to stall, I'll add a little bit more margin there. Try and get a better average price. Um, so yeah, yeah. We move in. We move in. I might I might see what it's like round that this 100 moving average. Might cash out there. Again, things could switch up very quickly on this open. We're 9 minutes out from this NY Open, so do bear that in mind. Thank you for the follows. Thank you for the likes as well, guys. Very much appreciated. I know I say it all the time, but I do appreciate it. Come on, man. Okay, here we go. Here we go. Here we go. All right, be at the ready because if we start to stall, we will cash out. Okay, we're not looking too bad. Got the dollar pushing right back up, haven't we? Is this coming down a little bit? Alright, we're gonna cash out. We'll take our profits, just slowing down a little bit too much. So happy, I'm happy with that. I'll take my profit and run. Um, if you want to play around and continue, you do so. I mean, we're both up at break even, so you're completely risk free. You can do as you please. Well done, well done, well done. SPX looking good. Let's have a little look then. SPS, let's have a look. Yeah, but well done to those that got involved on those two FX pairs. Beautiful. Cashing on some profit. Profit's profit. It just started to stall. We'll take it. Again, those that are new to here, we just chip away, right? Very much short-term trader. What we think? Are we thinking going up, right? Got a little bit of a zone there. Ready tapped in. Got some nice positive structure. It's pretty weak. Short, yeah. Hmm. I mean, volume's dying off completely, isn't it? I just it's risen too much. What's the best community script to have? I don't mess about with scripts. Um, Coming up to kind of lower time frame resistance. That volume though is very weak, very weak. The dollar's back up. We are back up. Here we go. Finally, some actual movement. Thank you. I praise the Lord. See how now we got gold holding up. Sorry, let me go back to SPX. Kind of we got this kind of natural level here. It could very much pull back here. It could. We're not really at any major level of resistance now. There is resistance. I'm not saying there isn't. There's this kind of quite clear level of confluence here. See, that price is kind of adhering to. So we could get a pullback here. This is very low volume. So ideally, we want to see that volume come in on that lower time frame to go short. Uh, because I mean, yeah, there needs to be kind of an instigator to pull things back, right? So I need to see some bearish candle structure at this level. So it's on standby, but that's where we want to see it for a potential turnaround. I need to see some wicks. Give me the wicks on the top, and then we can look at taking a position. At this moment, I'm not seeing it. Hopefully, yeah. Nice exit. Well done, well done. We cashed in. We cashed in. Get that back. Um. Oh, you're in long. Okay, yeah. It's in limbo at the moment. So if we start getting that weakness there, then you're probably going to see a pullback. But again, as mentioned, there isn't really. It's not really at a strong level of resistance. There's confluence here along this area. So I mean, keep a close eye on price action. But again, like I said, to go short, I need to see weakening price structure. I'm not seeing that. So um, and I mean we are pushing up. So Where's resistance? So we got a little bit of potential for resistance here. The next area is about 40, 50. Yeah. And then, I mean, there's all of this kind of structure, this liquidity here, that's going to hold. Uh, that's going to hold pretty well. Got a nice reaction from a candle there. Um, yeah. I would like it to close above. Yeah, so close above that point. I mean, well, there isn't anything really until 40, 50. And then after that, this is where the kind of heavier positioning is held at. And you got a nice reaction there. Um, but again, um, you needed to see consistency. How we're wicking from that area now. It's just very, very low volume, which makes it a little bit riskier. You wanna have that buy side volume for that momentum. You're not getting it right now, which again, as mentioned, makes it a bit risky. But yeah, we'll see. On the short term for support, you want it to hold this level or at least this level here. That's your area to hold support for then actual push back up. So keep an eye on it. Keep an eye on it. At the moment, we're kind of holding. There is also, I mean, it's not going to look ideal if it comes down here, but there's liquidity held down there as well. But for a decent push back up in price, you need it to hold this kind of box here. That's your area to hold. Bounce and then push back up. If it comes down here, then it's not looking the best. But yeah, I mean, anything can happen, right? Come on, gold, give me something, give me something. Dollar index, go on, fill that gap up. Let's see. Those that are just joining us as well for the first time, welcome. Um, yeah, let's see what we can cash in. Obviously, I mean, if you just joined us, unfortunately, you didn't catch the last two FX trades that we just pulled in. Those that did get into it, congrats, cashed in on some profits. But yeah, those are just freshly joining us. Feel free to message in the chat any TA that you want us to go over. Again, it's not restricted to any asset class. Feel free to ask any question. That's what I'm waiting for. Retest of structure break. Yeah. Just gotta hold it at the moment. At the moment, it's okay. It's okay. Um, that sell isn't good, but it's come down to structure and it's holding. So again, it's just building up on structure at the moment, and then hopefully it can hold, and then the balls start to come in. Because I mean, there's no balls at all, so it's yeah. You need it to hold here, and you need those balls to start to come in to indicate okay they want to push this up higher. Because at the moment that sell side is building up. So yeah, it's building structure. Um, Gold is just torturing right now. Um, surprised. I'm surprised crypto isn't kind of changing much. That's your yeah. Keep a close eye. Again, it could be okay. We break, bam, come up here, and then see a bit of a larger dip back down. That's your structure. It could also break down from that point as well, but it's compressing, so it's loading up for a move. Maybe we don't get it. I mean, 15 minutes. Yeah, maybe we don't get it in this session. Maybe we get it towards the European close session, which is in a couple of hours. What are you thinking about US tech today? So it took a large hit, didn't it? US tech in general. Um, Let me have a little look. I haven't checked that out today, so let's have a ganders. Boo boo. Ooh. Um, bear with me. Um, that's US 30. I mean, it's gonna follow very similar. Bear with me. Have we actually got? Here we go. US Tech. Jesus, that's gonna blow the roof off. Some of those tech companies took a hit a couple of days ago. But I guess we are about to fly to the moon by the looks of it. It's surprising though because the environment is not great. That looks like it's about to fly to the moon. Yeah, I mean it's breaking out. Let me have a look if I can get something on the lower. It's breaching. It's a nice structure, rebounded. Let me get rid of all of this. It's at resistance, so it's a little bit. It's a very nice push, very strong push. Let me have a look. Mm. I don't think this is gonna be. It's not gonna last too long. In all fairness, just because. Again, it's the end of the month, the end of the first quarter. So you probably. I mean, this is probably why we're getting a little bit of a push. Um. Yeah, we're at resistance here. So, and I mean, it's that the trend line isn't perfectly drawn. So realistically, it's broken out, but we've got a little bit of a zone where it's still within. See where you can kind of include those wicks. So mm, it's a very impulsive move. Very impulsive move, especially after that huge dip there. Um, it's interesting. That's a strong move. Could actually push up to about 12.84, 12.85 ish. Got some decent amount of structure. There's quite a lot of orders, but it needs to get through here. Yeah, I mean the move is done. The move is done. But even see how this structure is just beautiful. See how we pushed up, we breached, came up to this area of resistance. It pushed, it pulled back and tested this previous area of resistance into new support. Consolidated, accumulated, and then bam, just green. straight into this order block here, and it's starting to stall now. So, yeah, it could be the case that we start pulling back here. Some of the tech companies in the last couple of days did take a pretty harsh hit, and I guess there's going to be quite a lot of volatility around the tech space, just due to everything that's going on in terms of um, the banks. So I guess we'll see. Yeah, it's our resistance, so uh, I wouldn't even look at taking a short. I'd just let it play out and see whether you can get on confirmation. Really, still holding. Come on, God, give me something. Give me something. Michael, wow. Yeah, it's now we're in a tighter range. As you can see just there, see that's your tighter range now that we're moving within. Down, up, down, up. We either breaking up or we're breaking down. But you see how we're getting some nice buy siders coming in. We just need it to continue breaking through structure higher up. But it's looking relatively promising right now. We'll see whether they can continue. Fingers crossed, fingers crossed, fingers crossed. It's just very the structure is nice structure right now. Now, hopefully it's not a head and shoulders, and we're breaking through that trend neckline. That would be nice. Not nice. I mean, yeah, that could play out as well. I shot the sheriff. Silver pushing up on resistance as well. Let's have a little look. Yeah, silver. I mean, silver for a long term hold. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Where have I got my? There we go. Shag. Do, 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 do. Yeah, it's a little bit more volatile, isn't it? It's just this positive structure that's very nice, and also long term outlook amongst everything that's happening. Just very, very bullish on these metals. Um, very, very bullish for long term. This is just very nice. You're actually getting a little bit more buy side as well. That's looking good. Could actually break through here. That's your natural resistance at the moment. Looks good. Looks good. Compressing currently. Bam, 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 bam. And you're either breaking up, or you're breaking down again. But long term it just looks fantastic. Both gold, both silver. Those long term plays are just beautiful, especially to hedge off the risk. I shot the sheriff. Thank you for the likes and thank you for the follows, guys. Very much appreciated. Always appreciated. What is the dollar doing? It literally looks like it's about to absolutely fly, and then just boom, just nothing. Just go and fill the gap up. That's all I want. Fill that gap, push up, and then I can start looking at trades when it's like a decent level of resistance. Because at the moment, we're just within this range, just range bound. And not even crypto knows what the hell it's supposed to do. Am I supposed to go up? Am I supposed to go down? I agree. Yeah. Long term for this year, cash heavy or gold or silver. Ready for the bubble to go boom. And yeah, deploy that capital on that fire sale, and that's to come. Something's brewing. Again, as mentioned, guys, the market's expecting markets over here, right? The Fed is all the way over here. They are so. I mean, it's at the camera can only take so much, but they are so worlds apart. That something is going to give. Okay, CPI. You keep an eye on that CPI figure that's coming out on the 12th. I think it's the 12th or is it the 8th or the 12th? That is very important. If that CPI figure does not come down significantly, you can bet that the market is going to plummet. It's going to start to move down heavy. The market is pricing in a Fed pause in May's interest rate decision. When the peak terminal rate is supposed to be peaking at 5.25%, so there's still space for another 0.25 increase. So yeah, it's literally a bubble asking to be burst, man. Gold to 1916. Time to fill in the gap at 1877. Have we got a gap? Let's have a little look. We started the month this week. March was a pump of fear. Long term, I do it. Yeah, pump of fear, 100%. Yeah, obviously it's kind of you're starting to see that change dynamic because at the start of the year, right, it was risk on, risk on, risk on. You saw everything. I mean, look at the Nasdaq. Nasdaq has been on an absolute tear since the start of the year. Bitcoin, for instance, absolutely flying. But now there's that little bit more of a scare now, and investors are thinking, okay, I need to place my money somewhere a little bit safer, and that's where you're getting that nice push up in prices. Yeah, long term, 100%, and investors are rightly so, doing things right. Things really do not look good at all. This whole banking situation is on the brink of giving way. It's not good. It's not good. If these smaller banks, and I mean they're getting bigger and bigger. I mean Deutsche Bank was the next one on the header, and it's got quite a lot of quite big systemic risk, not just nationally but internationally as well. Um, so yeah, things could be brutally hurt. And if that sort of plays out, Bitcoin is it's going to there's going to be a lot of blood on the street, to tell you that. Um, Excited to see how this plays out. Yeah, so am I. So am I. Again, as mentioned, gold, silver, to hedge off risks and still kind of make some profit whilst everything is going down the pipe, and then just be kind of mainly cash heavy, ready for to deploy. US tech. So yeah, in terms of US tech, I'm not touching. I mean, is it flying? Where is it? I had it somewhere. There we go. Um, Let me have a look. Yeah, it's our resistance, man. I don't like. I mean, it could break out, right? It could break out. Could come to this next area here. This is your next area of resistance if we actually get a decent breakout, but it's stalling. Um, let's have a look on the low time frame for picking up. I mean, it's holding. It's not looking too bad. It's holding. Nice reaction. We want it to hold and then bam. There. Uh, yeah, it's up to you, man. Take a long. Place your stop. Probably here. And play it. It's just not the most ideal sort of setup. That's how I would have it set up if I was going to go long on it. For me personally, it's a little bit too risky, but I mean, there you go. See, I'll leave it on there for a second so you can see. S&P, yeah, let's go and check it out. Let's check it out. Um, yeah, that's how I'd have it. Kind of set up. SPX. Okay, so we got that bounce. Okay. I need to see. Let's have a little look at that red candle. Yeah, we got a little bit of buy side. Seen a little bit of a pickup. You see how volume kind of dips and then starts to pick up as price does the same. Got momentum behind it. It looks good. You just need that buy side to continue making that push. But let me get rid of all of these white lines, otherwise you can't see what the hell is going on. Yeah, it looks pretty sweet. Here's your trend. The trend is your friend. Pretty nice momentum, indicating there's good momentum behind this. So yeah, you're in for a good run, I guess. Stop loss, bam. TP somewhere. What did I say? 50, 40, 50. It's got a good way to go. It needs to get through this point here, but ultimately top. You can either play 40, 50 or play it straight to the start. So yeah. Clone trend line. I stop the sheriff. What do you want? What do you mean? Clone the trend line to go on the top to make it a channel? Yeah, I wouldn't have it as that if that's what you mean. But yeah, am I in profit? Go on. Gold's coming into the moolah. Okay, I'm gonna maybe nice volume. I do like it. I'm just debating on whether to be on top of it. Alright, I'm gonna move my stop loss on gold to break even. Um, if it pushes past it, then I'll just give it another crack. But let's mess about too much today. It's been a good day. Maybe that's not smoking anything bad. Let's get it, baby. I'll tell you what though. This week so far has been pretty nice. Risking. Thank you for the insight though. Um, risky. Yeah. Sorry if this is a dumb question, but if volume of buyers increases, the price increases too, right? Direct. Yes and no. It depends again on the candle action. Okay, so if you got full green candles, okay, so you got very minimal wicks on the top end, okay, then yes, essentially you are right. If you start to see green candles, but you start getting wicks on the top, okay, could be an indication that things are that sellers are starting to come in. Okay, so you could get that sort of profit taken as well as reversal potential increasing. Um, but essentially, yes, you're kind of right. It does again depend on the candle structure. Um, that also tells you information. NAS 100. Let's have a look. M3. Shot the Right, let's go. Which one are we? Which one are we talking about now? NAS 100 M3. Can't see it. Let's have a little look. Let me know if this is the right one that you mean. Sorry, not this one. It's on the other one. It's on FX. Oh, E Mini. Yeah. Okay. Here we go. E Mini. Mini. So we're pushing towards that this area here. Some nice volume. We are at resistance though, and we are. That's kind of a little bit of a strong area of resistance. Very nice volume. Very nice volume indeed. Um, it's got very similar structure to that US Tech, hasn't it? I'm getting that breakout. I mean, you got a nicer breakout through here, haven't you? So, um, yeah. Are you long or are you looking for a short? Because you're probably. I mean, that's broken out now, and it's pretty decent volume coming in. So, I wouldn't be surprised if we start to push up towards this area here now. I wouldn't get in on a short right now. That's pretty heavy buy side coming in. Um, yeah, that's dangerous. That is. You could actually make that push. That's your next area about 12 980. That's a decent candle. So again, as mentioned, kind of don't look to enter on tops or bottoms. Wait for that. Um, kind of structure playing out. Um, wait a sec. Ah, shut. Oil coiling up. wicking off trend on 1 hour. Let's have a little look. I do like to trade oil. Thank you for the follow, by the way. Whoever that was. Very much appreciated. Kind of wicking up now, bear with me. Yeah, okay, we're out, break even. It's unfortunate, but hey ho, can't win it all. Oil. Yeah, it's been a bit of a busy trading session. Okay. Oil. Yeah, I mean, let me see. Sorry, you're on about the 1 hour. It's holding that level, so it's setting up for a potential. We could push up from here. Now there isn't much left in it at all. There really isn't much left in terms of space to push up, unless I mean crazy insane volume comes in and we completely smash through it. Then yeah, of course. But this is some nice setup. We're holding on to that previous area of resistance as new support, so you could very much see a push up to this point here. That's your next area of resistance at 200. I mean, if the buyers really come in hot, then I mean, yeah, we're pushing up. This is a pretty decent run. The only thing that's got me alerted is that decline in volume over that bounce there. That's kind of telling me, okay, these buyers are kind of weakening here. So give it a little bit of anywhere kind of that has decent resistance. You're going to see the sellers potentially taking over. So, yeah, somewhere around that region, start to look for a potential short position. So, yeah, it's on the sideline right now. And crypto's still consolidating. So we'll see. Uh, 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 yeah, okay, right. Um, we're going to let things run. Currently, I mean, we've got no trades open right now. We've cashed out. We cashed the profits in now. So let things do their thing. Let them load up. Maybe we get some more movement towards the um, European close at 4:30 UK time. Um, if not, then yeah, let it play out. Just bear in mind, you do get data tomorrow, so markets are going to set up and kind of anticipate that data coming out. Um, so yeah, I mean, anything can happen. Again, as mentioned, we will bring out an update um, later on. Bring out an update later on. Again, just remember the update. There's no more market updates that get sent out here on TraderView. Okay, but yeah, we'll bring our market update ahead of that data coming out tomorrow and Friday. Tomorrow and Friday are your big days. Okay, we've got some decent data coming out, so expect a little bit of volatility. Friday is the final day of the month as well as the final day of the first quarter of the year. So there's really got a lot of potential for a lot of volatility. Do bear in mind PC price index from the US comes out on Friday as well. So there's a lot of lining up for potential shake up in the markets. But yeah, we'll see it, we'll judge it, and then go from there. But yeah, guys, as always, absolute pleasure. Thank you very much for joining me. Those that stuck through, hopefully you managed to cash in on some profits. But yeah, thank you very much for joining. It's always a pleasure doing these. And thank you for everyone that's followed us and liked the stream. Again, it keeps the content free as possible for those that are with us. And you support the channel, which is amazing. So thank you very much. We maybe come back later on this evening for a New York closing session. Again, depends on how the markets are set up. But yeah, again, we'll get a market update. So you'll see me then. If not, as always, guys, Monday to Friday, London Open, 7 a.m. UK time. We are here. That's the first training session of the day. And then obviously we come in for the New York opening session at we come in at about 12 o'clock. So yeah, we kind of check out anything that looks juicy ahead of that session and we get in. So yeah, if I don't see you or hear from you for the rest of the day, I hope I'll see you tomorrow morning or in the afternoon. But yeah, thank you. Enjoy the rest of your day. Cheers, guys.